It's music theory. Online, let's learn some theory. Online, by watching modules. Online, with music theory. Online.
Hi again, and we're ready to start Module 19. We've been working with major primary triads. The primary triads are the ones that are built on the first degree, the fourth degree, and the fifth degree of the scale, which is the tonic, subdominant, and dominant. Today we're going to move from major triads to minor triads. There's one big difference between a major triad and a minor triad, and that's in the middle note. The middle note is a minor third above the root, whereas in a major triad, it's a major third above the root. So this is C major, this is C minor, D major, D minor, E major, E minor. It has quite a different sound. When we're working with minor triads, we'll always use lowercase Roman numerals. So the uppercase Roman numerals that you've been using signify major. Lowercase Roman numerals signify minor. On this slide, you can see and hear G major triad, GBD, with our major third and our perfect fifth. The G minor triad has a minor third here and a perfect fifth. Major, G major, G minor. For C minor, we have a C to E flat is a minor third, and then C to G is a perfect fifth. The C minor triad sounds like this. We also have primary triads in minor keys, just like we have primary triads in major keys. The difference is that some of our triads are going to be minor triads. When you're working with triads in minor keys, always use the harmonic minor scale. That means you're always going to raise the seventh note. In minor keys, the tonic and the subdominant, which are 1 and 4, are always minor chords, whereas the dominant is always, always, always a major chord because of the raised seventh. If you look at the example on the screen, we have D minor, that was the D minor harmonic scale. So the 1 chord in D minor is a minor chord because it's D, F, A. And D to F is a minor third. When you go up to the 4th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is G, and you make a triad on G, you have B flat and D. It's also a minor triad. When you go to the 5th degree of the scale, you must have a C sharp because that's the 7th note. So it is always a major triad. Always, always, always. In a minor key, the dominant is a major triad. So the dominant triad in a major key and a minor key is major. This chart sums up our tonic, dominant, and subdominant triads in major and minor keys. In major keys, your tonic, dominant, and subdominant triads are all major. In minor keys, the tonic triad and the subdominant triad are minor. However, the dominant triad is always major because the 7th note must be raised. Here we have the key of D major. And we have the one chord in D major, or the tonic triad in D major, sounds like this. D, F sharp, A. The subdominant triad is also a major, and the dominant triad is major as well. Remember, D major has F sharp and C sharp. D minor, however, is related to F major, so it has a B flat, right? So D minor triad is the tonic triad. G minor is the subdominant triad. However, A major is the dominant triad because we must raise the seventh note. See, in the minor triads, the 1 and the 4 are lowercase Roman numerals. That way you know that they're minor chords. When you name the triads, you can use the letter name of the root followed by the quality. So you could write D major triad or B minor triad. You can also use Roman numerals to identify the degree of the scale that's the root and the quality. If you're using Roman numerals, if it's major, you're using uppercase Roman numerals. For example, 1, 4, 5. If it's minor, then you would use lowercase Roman numerals. In minor keys, the tonic and the subdominant, or the 1 and 4 chords, are always minor. Let's take a look at these triads and see if we can answer all the questions. The first example is the key of D minor. The Roman numeral would be a lowercase 1, and the chord is a D minor triad. So you would write D minor. The second example is in E minor. The Roman numeral would be a lowercase 1 because it's a minor chord, and the chord would be E minor. The third one is the key of G minor. It would be, the Roman numeral would be a lowercase 4 because it's a minor chord. And the chord name would be C minor. In the bass clef, the first one is in the key of C minor. And it's an F minor chord. So the Roman numeral would be 4, lowercase 4. And the chord would be an F minor chord. The next example is in the key of F sharp minor. The Roman numeral is an uppercase 5 because the 5 is always a major chord in a major key or a minor key. You can see that the E has a sharp. It has been raised because that's the 7th note of the scale. So the chord, in this case, is C sharp major. Even though it's in a minor key, it's a major chord. And the last example is the key of, the Roman numeral would be a lowercase 4, and it is a B flat minor chord. Many times you're going to find the chords in more than one key. And this is a good example of this. The chord that you see, the D, F sharp, A, is the tonic triad in the key of D major, right? And the subdominant triad in the key of, that means you're going to go down 4 notes, right? So it's the subdominant triad in the key of A major. You see how that works? The next one is B, D, F sharp. That's a minor triad, isn't it? That's the tonic triad in the key of B minor. And it's the subdominant triad in the key of And the last example, is that a major triad or a minor triad? It's a minor triad, isn't it? Yeah, it's a minor triad, so it's the key of F minor. The tonic triad in the key of F minor. The subdominant triad in the key of, did you get it? C minor. In summary, minor triads have a minor third and a perfect fifth above the root. Major triads have a major third and perfect fifth above the root. You're going to use lowercase Roman numerals for minor keys and uppercase Roman numerals for major keys. In minor keys, the tonic and the subdominant, which is the 1 and the 4, are always minor triads. You must raise the 7th note in the dominant triad, which means that the dominant triad is always a major triad. That 7th that you're raising is always the middle note in your triad. In minor keys, that means that the dominant is a major triad and the tonic and the subdominant are minor triads. Now you're all set to do exercises in major and minor keys using major and minor triads. Just remember to raise the 7th note in all of your dominant triads in minor keys. Have a super duper week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
It's music theory. Online, let's learn some theory. Online, by watching modules. Online, with music theory. Online.